always thought strangers were harmless, people you meet once and forget the next day, until one of them learned everything about me, without me even realizing, and by the time I understood what was happening, it was already too late. It started on a quiet evening, the kind of evening where the world feels slow and distant. I was sitting alone in a small cafe, a notebook open in front of me, a pen resting between my fingers. I wasn't writing anything important, just thoughts, trying to escape the noise inside my own head. The cafe was calm, soft conversations, the faint sound of cups touching saucers, that low, comforting hum that makes you feel invisible in a good way. And then, he sat down nearby Dot. At first, I barely noticed him. He didn't interrupt, didn't stare, just a calm presence. Then he smiled and made a small comment about the book I was reading, something casual, polite, harmless. We talked about simple things, the weather, the cafe, nothing personal, nothing deep. Dot, until he said something strange, something specific, something accurate. He pointed out a habit of mine that I didn't even realize I had. I felt a chill run through me, not fear, not yet, just surprise. Dot, he had noticed something about me that no one ever had, and instead of feeling alarmed, I felt seen, understood, safe. I didn't know then that being seen can also be dangerous. Over the next few days, our paths kept crossing, at the same cafe, at similar times. At first, it felt like coincidence. Then it happened again and again. He knew where I liked to sit. He knew my coffee order before I said it. He remembered small details I mentioned once and forgot myself. He listened, not the way most people listen waiting for their turn to talk. He listened to understand. Dot, and slowly, I started to trust him. I shared small things at first, thoughts, frustrations, little insecurities I never planned to say out loud. He never judged, never interrupted, always responded with the exact words I needed to hear. Dot, it felt comforting, almost therapeutic. Dot, at first. But then, something shifted. He started commenting on decisions I hadn't made yet, reacting to emotions I hadn't expressed, guiding my thoughts without asking. Dot, what once felt supported began to feel tight, like invisible hands gently steering my mind. It's terrifying how someone can influence you without ever touching you. Weeks passed, and I started noticing patterns. Advice that felt helpful always led me away from my instincts, from my confidence, from myself. Dot, I began second-guessing everything. My choices, my reactions, even my memories. I told myself I was overthinking, that I was being dramatic, that he was just perceptive. But deep down, something felt wrong. He knew too much, and worse, he enjoyed knowing it. One night, I stayed late at the office, working alone. The building was quiet. Too quiet. Dot, my phone buzzed. A message from him. I thought you might struggle with that presentation. I made a few suggestions for you. My stomach dropped. I hadn't told him about the presentation. I hadn't mentioned struggling, and yet, he knew. That was the moment it clicked. This wasn't care. This wasn't connection. Dot, this was control. I pulled back after that, stopped replying quickly, changed my routines, took different routes home. But even then, I felt watched. Dot, not physically, psychologically. Dot, like my thoughts were no longer private. Every hesitation felt observed. Every doubt felt anticipated. Eventually, I forced myself to step back completely. And that's when the truth became clear. He didn't care about me. Not really. There was no affection, no emotion. I was a puzzle to him, a pattern to study, a mind to predict. He wasn't attached to me. He was attached to control. And once I saw that, it lost its power. Awareness became my shield. The moment I understood the pattern, I reclaimed my mind. Some of the most dangerous people don't raise their voices. They don't threaten. They don't chase. They sit quietly. They listen. They learn. Dot, and then they shape you without you realizing. The lesson stayed with me. Trust your instincts. Protect your inner world. And remember, awareness is strength. Not everyone who understands you has good intentions. Some people don't want your heart. They want your mind. Dot, life teaches its hardest lessons quietly, through subtle moments, through people who never touch you, but leave deep marks. If this story made you pause, take a moment and reflect. Who influences your thoughts? Who shapes your decisions without you noticing? If you want more stories that explore the hidden sides of the human mind, subscribe to this channel. Like this video if it resonated with you, and share it with someone who might need to hear it, because some lessons aren't spoken, they're felt.